Hey, welcome to I Sit You Stand, where the mission is funny. Today, Joe Rogan, live from the Tabernacle in Atlanta. Now, why he did it at the Tabernacle in Atlanta, we'll never know. But that's where he's at, and he gets right into it, okay? He gets right into it, no intro. So, me personally, I don't think that Joe Rogan's like the most creative guy in the world. He's more of like a cut and dried guy a little bit, and so it kind of makes sense that he didn't like come up with a creative intro. So okay, let's get into it.
To the Tabernacle motherfucking theater, Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm gonna present to you the reason you guys are here. Everything you cinema, the podcast, Fear Factor, the UFC, my brother from a different mother, Mr. Joe Rogan. Smells like weed in here. Holy shit. We're all going to jail.
Sir, you're under arrest, okay? All right, so Joe Diaz introduce him. So he has Uncle Joey Diaz come out, introduce him, and bring him out. And it's like, did he have Joey Diaz come and open for him? Because if he did, I'm guessing that Joey Diaz probably buried him, because I think Joey Diaz kind of knows how to get a crowd going, So, I mean, I love that he brought his friend on and gave him that little exposure from the special, because Joey Diaz wasn't that big back then. We're talking 2012. So, I like that he used his friend for the opener, but I'm wondering if the crowd was disappointed with the material that came after Joey, because Joey is known to fill a room. That's what they all say. So, I'm just wondering, I'm like you know how Eminem Jay-Z on his own album? Well, I'm like, did Joey Diaz kill Joe Rogan on his own album? He renegaded him? No way. So I'm like, this is Joe on Joe crime. That's not fair. So he introduced him. No intro. Let's get into it. Side note, and this is for those who know. If you know, you know. And if you know and gave it a year, you love it. But Red Bar actually, I think, scared Joey Diaz to the point that he moved and quit his job. What?
When I was young, I had a hair transplant, so I have this stupid scar in the back of my head. You see that thing right there? It's like a little smile. It's a dumb thing that I did when I was 20, or in my 20s. When you're young and someone convinces you that you can fix something you don't like about yourself, you can do some stupid shit. And that's the dumbest one ever. Hair transplants, it's one of the most ridiculous ideas ever. You're gonna take a bunch of hair from back here where it never falls out and move it up here where it's falling out. So it's like taking a bunch of really healthy people and you move them into a neighborhood where everyone's dying. It's their neighbors are just flying off the face of the earth. You're like, what the is going on? Hold the ground! Where are we?
Okay, so Joe comes out, and this is about the time where he gave up on his hair, and so he's got shaved head. So off top, you have to you have to address it, because people are like, oh my God, Joe's got cancer. So he's like, no, I got the transplant, I had the stupid scar, and now, like, it doesn't even make any sense. So the opener is like, transplanting hair from here to here is like, making healthy people live where everyone's dying. And then he does like an act out or whatever, It ain't no stool humping. I'll tell you that. I would have liked a little stool humping if you're going to be doing some corny act outs. So, week opener, that's fine. Let's see what's next.
I support marriage because I'm in a regular marriage and it's some of these are jokes. My marriage is not, and I should clarify what I mean when I say that marriage is gay. I don't mean it's negative. A lot of people get mad if you go to a movie, you come out and go, oh man, that movie was because they say, hey man, what if a person hears that and they feel terrible because you're associating something they can't change, their sexuality, with something negative. And that is not what I mean when I say that marriage is gay. What I mean is that it's like two dudes each other.
All right, next he says, marriage is gay. All right? So I guess he's trying to be a little edgy, you know. But then he, like, hedges twice because, like, he says that, he says, these are jokes, folks. These are just jokes. And it's like, all right, well, if you're going to be edgy, let's not, like, double back and be like, but I mean, you know, I'm a comedian, right? You guys know I'm a comedian, right? So, like, I'm not serious and don't hurt me. So, all right. Okay.
I'll explain. See, it's not if you're happy. I'm happy, man. I love my wife. I love having kids. I've never been more happy in my life. But I know I'm not going through a divorce right now. And that's when it gets crazy. Because that's when you all of a sudden have to talk to some people you don't even know, and they decide what happens with all your money. It gets nuts when you realize that a lot of the legal system isn't really designed to solve problems. It's designed to make lawyers money. So they're allowed to keep arguing. They keep arguing. You're like, can we settle it? And it never gets settled. I watched a friend lose everything he earned in a 3-year marriage. He worked for 10 years, 10, 12 hours a day, and just up and married over his head. He got crazy. He had to pay for her lawyer. Can you imagine what it would be like to go to war for the rest of your money and you have to pay for the enemy's general?
I guarantee you, if you came up to my friend Matt at his darkest moment and said, listen, Matt, I can fix your life. I have a time machine. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to press this button. And we're going to go back in time to the moment before you met your wife. And you are going to get to live your life over again, knowing the mistakes of the past. But before we do, suck my real quick. That's how a marriage can get. Because I don't know how you'd respond in the same situation, but I'm pretty sure my friend Matt would have knocked himself unconscious sliding into that dude's pelvis. He would have sucked that like it was the horn of freedom. Like he was on a cliff with a conch shell. Calling battleships. Like he was at the bottom of the ocean breathing through a straw. Freedom!
Alright, so he's going on about the marriage thing, and I'm like, where's he going with this? Make it make sense, make it funny, but the entire thing, he set this whole thing up because he wanted to suck off the microphone. That's not allowed. That's not allowed, okay? It was disgusting, okay? And it's like, you're trying to get the cheap laughs with the, I mean, I don't even want to do it, okay? All right, I got integrity, okay, and pride over here. See, you can tell by how few followers I have and subs, you know, all that type of shit. I don't, you know, whatever. But he set it all up to suck the mic, man. Suck the mic. That's pure comedic desperation. I mean, it's one thing to hump the stool, but at least you're not like reenacting a very act. And so he's like, next level, I need to go above stool humping. It's not working, so I'm sucking the mic. That's foreplay for humping the stool, dude. Yeah, I know where he's going with this, okay? I know where he's going with this. But he's using like grossness, if that's a word, to get shock value and shock laughs. And it's like, bro, you claim that you've been doing this for how long? It's 2012. You've been doing this since 1976 or something? I don't know. Don't suck the mic. Oh, Pete, please.
That would be my advice. I would say, suck it, time travel, if you came to me. My other piece of advice would be, make sure he really has a time machine first. Okay? The last thing you want to hear after you blow a guy is him laughing about it. That is... it's a bad feeling, man. You're throwing up in the sink and he's on the phone. A time machine! I told you this motherfucker! Come on, man, why you laughing? Why you laughing, man? You know I ain't got no time machine. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's be honest with what's going on here.
Okay, so time machine bit. And he like enacts his time machine bit, and I'm like, wait, why is the time machine guy gotta be black? It ain't just me. I mean, you guys can tell me if you think he's doing something else. But, I mean, bad accent, whatever. But it was a black guy. It was a black guy. I know black guys. Okay? So, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, weird choice. But I guess that's what he's going for. And I'm not saying that a black dude can't build a time machine. All right? I know how you guys are. You're going to try to... get me? No way. I'm letting you know. They could, okay? They probably actually have. I don't know. Well, I guess if they had, you'll know when they have because they'll get instant reparations. Boom, it'll come right out of your checking account, boys.
It's called the grandfather paradox. The reason why a time machine's impossible is because if you had a time machine, you could go back in time and your grandfather before your father was ever conceived. Thus, you could have never have existed to make that time machine. And I'm like, what kind of wants to his grandpa? Out of all the douchey you could do with a time machine, that's the name of a scientific principle, really? How about go back to high school and everyone paradox? You know?
Sir, you're under arrest, okay? Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 million from Spotify. Straight to jail. It says so right here. Look, I don't make the laws. If I did, I'm not telling you. But straight to jail. Straight to jail.
Yeah, that's creepy, but what am I gonna do? I time traveled. I might show up Hitler's taking a punch him right in the dick. Can you imagine?
Hey, Joe, this isn't your podcast. Somebody's got to tell him. I mean, what's he even talking about at this point? Joe, this is stand-up. No answer. All right.
Because you look at that we have that might fuck the world up that we already use. Like nuclear power. You see what's going on in Japan? That's f***ing scary.
So many random turns. Who would win, a grizzly or a gorilla, guys?
The idea is, we're fascinated by technology. The biggest experiment right now is the Large Hadron Collider. You guys know what that is?
All right, everybody put a Roganism in the comments. We're going to start calling these Roganisms, and it's something that's so random and a fact that no one needs, and it's out of nowhere, and it's a Roganism. From now on, I do make the rules, and it says right here, Roganism.
That theory states that 14 billion years ago, the whole universe was smaller than the head of a pin. They played a football game with human heads where they sacrificed the winning team.
Roganism.
Dude, the Mayans were wise. Dude, the Mayans were wise. Dude, the Mayans were wise.
Dude, what the That's a bullfrog, okay? Oh, I don't know.
If you woke up tomorrow and realized you were a bird in South Dakota, you'd fly right into a electrical tower.
Sir, not a podcast.
Kind of existence is that? And how do we know that the bird death was a bad thing? How do we know it wasn't just one badass worm that became a sorcerer? Got tired of those birds eating his whole worm family. So he put on a hat with moons and lightning bolts on it. Fire came from his head and the birds fell out of the sky. Ah! How come it can't be a happy story?
Okay, this next one is bad, okay? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but alright, so he builds up this whole thing about bird dying and all this other garbage, and then he says the whole thing, he built this whole thing up to do a wizard worm joke. Full act out, all the way in. He jumped in both feet and bombed. He's at his special. These people know he's at his special. They were like, what are you saying, wizard worm? Full act out. Bomb.
It was so strong. It was such like a, what did you do? What the f*** are you doing? The only thing that's close to that feeling is when you're talking to a girl and halfway through the conversation you realize, this is a dude.
Alright, this might be the funniest part of the special, mostly because of the context of today, but, you know, he said, the worst feeling in the world, you're up on a girl, she turns around, that's a dude. Alright, okay, I like it, but this is 2012, okay? He's coming out with a new special. Will he push the boundary at all, or will he do another wizard worm act out? We'll see. We'll see. Stick around. Star of the show, bullfrog guy, weed glasses lady. Dude, we all gotta hang out. You guys find them, we'll all hang out. You come over to my house, we're all chilling.
We went to the Spearmint Rhino Strip Club at 9:30 a.m. on a Thursday. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you married, sir? You guys remember when Shab said that there was some bald people slinging and it was Rogan and Dana White? And then he's like, I mean, to their wives, obviously. Yeah, because everybody that gets labeled a slinger is usually slinging it only to their wives. Okay.
I don't know if Rick Santorum's ever had sex, but I'm pretty sure it's on his bucket list. How about that?
When you listed your Roganisms, who included Rick Santorum? Because you just won grand prize, that's $69. And come on down. Come on down. Rick Santorum, Roganism.
I'd be like, how much does Joe Biden work? Does that guy even get up before noon? Would the country be exactly the same if Joe Biden didn't exist? I say yes. I say there wouldn't be a change.
Okay, this is a little creepy, but Joe Rogan is clairvoyant. There's no other explanation. He nailed it. I mean, what happened? Biden's gone. Anything change? No. Come on.
She's not maybe Atlanta hot, but I'll tell you what she is. She's Bettendorf, Iowa, Holiday Inn, Hotel Bar, 1 a.m., 3 Jack and Cokes, hot as How about that? Ain't no disputing that. There's a reason people are cheering. That's the truth.
Is that an admission of guilt? I don't know. I'm going to call my lawyer. I'm going to talk to him. And we're going to call Spotify. This is unacceptable. Okay. I'm a Christian man. Okay.
Have you ever done squats? Do you know about deep squats? Do you know about deadlifts? Do you know about bison meat? It's really healthy for you.
Squats, deadlifts, bison meat. What is this, Mad Libs for Roganisms? And he's just like dying to... Dude, no wonder where Brian Callen got all the dancing around and moving and going nuts. Like, holy crap. This is crazy. Stop acting out every joke. It's not about your acting. It's about your comedy, boys.
Sort of like an incentive to be nice to people. And like, nah, no time for that.
Look, I don't have a lot of time on my hands, but someone needs to make a compilation of all of his act outs, all of his gross gesturing. Gesturing? Well, he's gesturing, and he's gesturing. Okay. So, but holy crap. Buddy, there's children present. This is sick.
Fleshlight changes everything. It does not feel like masturbation. It feels like real sex. It feels great until you orgasm. And then that great feeling is replaced with a deep sadness.
Really, Joe? Your joke on your special is post-nut clarity? I mean, it's so hack that there's a name for it. They labeled it. It's so common for people to say this that they came up with a label for it. Even in 2012. No excuses. None.
But you do have to worry about that when you have your own kids and it comes out of your wife's vagina. And then you're like, whoa, I never even thought about this. This is crazy. And luckily, Mrs. Rogan went with the epidural, which is the way to go, ladies. What the is this crazy trend to go old-fashioned when it comes to making babies? Like, no, we're going to use a midwife. And we're gonna have it in my bathtub. Ooh! Why don't you get that baby on the bottom of a teepee, Pocahontas?
So he's talking childbirth, and he's suggesting an epidural shot? Really? Mr. Anti-Shot? Suggesting an unneeded shot? I don't know if he's telling the truth. I heard that his wife used a horse dewormer when she was passing her baby or whatever. That's not how you say it. Hold on a second. Well, anyway. Speaking of midwives and that type of thing, my sister-in-law works for a midwife, and let me just tell you, they end up in the hospital most of the time. Got it? Don't risk it. Just don't risk it. But yeah, of course, he's going with pregnant and childbirth, so it had to have a gross out. You have to have a gross out act out, or this ain't a Rogan special. All right?
Imagine if there's like one dude who was like really good at stitching up, but he was kind of crazy. Like, oh shit, look what I'm doing. Take. Man, I think you just spit on my wife's vagina. Oh, mother, you insecure.
Okay, so gross act out. He's doing a stitcher guy. Crazy stitcher. And he does the act out. And he does the impersonation. And it's a black guy again. This is inappropriate. All right? As an ally, I refuse to accept this as comedy. Disgusting. It's just very weird. Every hypothetical, like, sexual predator that he's done has been a black guy voice, and I don't know if he can't do anything else, but I mean, do like a Scottish voice or something. I wouldn't care. I'm cool. Us Irish, we're cool with it. We don't give We were slaves too, all right? But we kicked them. The British kicked them. And here we are. Helped build the U.S.
The other day in my house, there was 2 bananas, right? And one of them was yellow and delicious, but the other one was brown and fucked up. And I wanted a banana, but my daughter loves bananas. And she asks for them. She's like, Daddy, can you get me a banana? And I give them to her, and when she eats them, she goes, delicious.
Wow. It just keeps getting worse. I mean, he's talking about bananas. I happen to know that his daughter is black. And all the voicing, impersonating, and then he's going to do a banana joke to his black daughter. Wow.
It's a weird thing when you try to grow up. You ever try that? It's creepy. Something I'm trying to see how fast. No, it's not a text. I'm recording. I'm recording the whole show. Well, I'm filming this, but I'm also recording it myself because I'm a weirdo and I have to listen to it in my hotel room.
Pulls his phone out. Because you know all these professional, they're like 1% of the population. Nobody can do it like them. You guys are pedestrians and peasants. They are the comedians. You don't know how hard it is to be funny, everyone. And he practiced all year to pull his phone out. During the special, and they have multiple tapings, like you couldn't have cut that part out and filled it in with the bullfrog guy? I would have much rather seen bullfrog guy again.
Here's something that can make you happier. If you go to an ATM machine, a lot of people are quiet at the ATM machine, just like at a bathroom. This is what I do, and this is what you can do too, but you have to do it all the time. If you're going to commit to this, it must be 100% of the time. As soon as the money comes out, you go, dollar bills, y'all! It's especially fun if you don't know if the money's coming. If you're like, 60? Did I get crazy? 60? Give me 60! Dollar bills, y'all!
Dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. You like that? He worked on that for at least 1 year. Probably more. And dollar bills, y'all.
Certain women don't want to hear. Thank you. I love you too. I love you too.
Yell out from some self-important bitch.
I caught myself singing Hey There Delilah once in an elevator, and I didn't even realize I was singing it until I noticed that my legs were rubbing together like a cricket. I was alone. I was vulnerable. I was like, oh, what you do to me? Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? Oh, what you do to me? Oh, what you... I don't think there's any one correct way to live this life. I have a feeling that this life that you and I are experiencing might just be one frame in some infinite movie that goes on forever and makes no sense to any of us. And I think that the one thing that we can really choose to do, we can choose to have more fun. We can choose to party more. We can choose to laugh more. We can choose to take it less seriously, be a cooler person, tip more, cut out of your life.
All right, so then he goes on a TED Talk rant, and then like the whole joke is so long, but the entire joke is pretty much him imitating the 2 singers. Not good. It's just not good, bro. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen all the rest of his specials, but holy act out, bro. I mean, what is going on? His entire closure. Like, stop doing that. It's making us uncomfortable. We're not happy and laughing. I'm very uncomfortable. Okay, buddy?
Here's This is one of my favorite all-time lyrics. It's from the song Saturday Night. How you gonna act like my rims ain't clean?
All right. Ludacris is the man. We all know that. The song is Saturday, not Saturday night. You cracker-ass, cracker-whitey.
Someone goes, ooh, what you do to me? What you do to me? Or I got a big weed stash, pocket full of cash, just seen a big ol' ass.
Oh, and he didn't bring out the black voice for that. That's when he needed the black voice. He added the whole rest of the show for no reason. But then he's Luda, no black voice. Okay.
Got a big weed stash, pocket full of cash. What you do to me? Hey man, it's the end of the world. We're at Craig's house, and we're all reading poetry and crying. I would love it if you could come over here. Yeah, I would, but I'm at Ludacris's house, and it's made out of diamonds. Got a big weed stack, pocket full of cash. I became a vegan once I realized that if you don't kill animals, they live forever and become magic. And I got this tattoo. It's in ancient Sanskrit. And what it means is, it's a symbol for universal oneness. And that's what I believe, man. I believe that we are all connected. But that insecurity keeps us from recognizing that. But that love, unconditional love, is what brings it all together. So I got this tattoo. Cut to Ludacris. This tattoo says, "Is B sucking my yo?" How you gonna act like I don't blow clouds? What you do me? It might be to sing that song that is to jerk off while looking a man in the eyes. I'd say it's a toss-up, because at least if you jerk off looking at a guy, you can do it crazy. Like, what? It's like I'm scared of you. You think I'm scared? Especially if you go knuckles up. That's an aggressive posture. You're sending a message like, I don't even want to be comfortable. Thank you, Atlanta. Thank you very much. I love you, mother. Thank you very much for coming out to my comedy special.
So his closer. The closer was all part of the long, drawn-out joke that I hated. I hate you guys for making me watch it. I hated it, okay? It's just based purely on act-outs. Not funny. I don't even get it, man. I mean, you thought this was how you're going to shut it down, and then people are going to go, oh, yeah, I'm glad I paid $300 for this. Yeah. So, crazy. And, like, I know that Sam Tripoli, I'm almost positive, has a knuckles up little J.O. joke, we'll call it, and it's weird if he stole it from Daddy Rogan. That's his daddy. You don't steal from the man who feeds you, okay? You don't bite the fat, stubby hand of the man that feeds you. All right, so not very good. So there you have it. Joe Rogan, live from the Tabernacle. Now, how did he do? Let's go over it. So, for intro, clothing, venue, and platform, let's see. All right, intro, he didn't do an intro. But I give him a point for using his buddy Big Joey Diaz. Come on, it's hard to hate Joey Diaz. I don't know. I can't help it. So we gave him a 1. Clothing, this was quintessential Joe Rogan. This is how he looks at his house every day. So I don't know. I thought, like, wear something like memorable, like not crazy, but a little memorable. He looked like every guy you've ever seen at the library. Nah, you guys haven't been to the library. So I gave him a 2. Venue. Too big. I like a smaller venue, like a club. It doesn't matter. Sorry, it doesn't matter how big the venue is. The point is not to make a lot of money off of drinks that night or at the door. The point of the whole thing is to get the best product, okay? You should be doing it in a club. All these comics, oh, clubs, that's where you're supposed to do comedy, clubs. But as soon as they start selling, they're like, well, I mean, theaters, right? I mean, wait, stadiums, like football stadiums, right, guys? No. So, for that, I don't know why Atlanta's super random. He ain't from there. So, I gave him a 2, okay? Platform. I don't know where the fuck he put this thing out on. I had to bootleg the damn thing. That's why he sounds funny, but I mean, I thought it worked out perfect. So we gave him a 2, okay? Grand total 7 out of 10. No, sorry, 7 out of 20. I'm gonna go kill myself. 7 out of 20. Now we come to the good versus bad. This is the meat and it's the meat and the potatoes of this whole operation, okay? Is it funny? Good jokes versus bad jokes. Now that one worm bomb, the wizard worm bomb, yikes. That was pretty bad. And so he technically broke even according to my paperwork here. But the whole vibe and the feeling that I got while watching this, I deducted a 5. I couldn't help it. I mean, you break even, but if you made me sad and disappointed, that's going to reflect in your score, sir. So I gave him a 15 out of 50. Okay. It's not great, but he wasn't great, so it adds up. Now, hackiness. Ben Dunn / hackiness. I think I'm just going to change it to hackiness because Ben Dunn, hackiness, kind of the same thing. So, hackiness. This one's out of 20. And I don't take any pride in saying this. It doesn't make me feel good. But I would venture to say that this entire special was a man on stage hacking at this crowd to try to force them into laughter. Just hack after hack after hack. Like he thought through pure willpower and the power of act outs, he could be a touring comedian in this world. I guess he showed us. I mean, way too hacky. The act outs, bleh. Right? Buh. Act outs. Buh. Jokes. Hacky. Got it? 0 out of 20. Closer and opener, okay? This is out of 10. Like, you guys all know this. I mean, you've been here before. Come on. So, out of 10. Opener, closer. So, neither one was anything to, write home about, they say, but none of it was memorable. You want your opener to set it up for the rest of the special. And I guess he did that because it was just like a weird act out that sucked. So it was like, foreshadowing, huh? So, whatever, not good. I gave him a 2 on the opener. And on the closer, same deal. I just, the premise of your joke shouldn't be an act out. And the punchline of your joke shouldn't be an act out. Okay? And if it is, it should be enhancing the joke, not the whole joke. So I didn't like it too. So he got 4 out of 10 on opener closer. Add 'em up. He got a 27. It's not good, but I mean, it's becoming more and more apparent as the internet catches on that Joseph Rogan is not a funny person. I mean, there's like compilations of him missing jokes, like actual comedians come in to tell a simple joke. He's like, wait, what? Are you being serious? No, Joseph. So, ain't that funny? I can't wait to see his new special. If I can do the new special, I'll try to do it. But around here, copyright is king, all right? I'm waiting on my Russell Peters video to be released because apparently he's salty. They got this one little clip where he's like borderline saying the N-word, and they didn't like that just that minute of my whole video. It was like 40 minutes. Whatever, bro. It might get released though. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Might get a surprise drop. Boom, you know. So yeah, 26. I'm not. Sorry, I can't read. All right, I'm dyslexic, can't read, and I'm retarded. So 26. So you guys thought you got 27. Wipe that off your calendar. 26. Okay. Call the big man. Call Spotify. Tell him to pull that money out. He ain't worth it. All right. So this has been I Sit You Stand. Another beautiful review. And around here, the mission is funny. Mission failed. Subscribe and like and come back or something, please.
I've told the story in the podcast. Oh, what you do to me? I've told the story in the podcast. Oh, what you do to me? I've told the story in the podcast. Oh, what you do to me?